Welcome to another SWF Beach Life video. Today we're going to be dipping some shells in acid, and if that wasn't fun enough, we're also going to be comparing acid dipping to using mineral oil to bring out the color on shells. If you're new to my channel, you might be wondering where I got all those shells. Every week I visit the beach and I bring you a new video of my beach visit, so I recommend you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can come along with me on my future beach explorations. I wanted to try an experiment comparing using mineral oil on the shells with dipping the shells in acid. I took a pair of the same type of shells and split them into two teams, Team Oil and Team Acid. You see that these shells are the same type, size, and almost the same condition. I thought this was the best way to compare the results of the two techniques I'll be using. And let's just get another look at the shells a little closer together so we can see their condition is very similar. A few days ago, I took the shells from Team Oil and used the mineral oil technique. This technique is really just putting a thin layer of oil on the shells and then using an old rag or washcloth and removing all the excess oil. I put a little mineral oil in a small dish and then using a paintbrush, I coated the shells with a thin layer of oil and then just wiped the excess off. This is not a permanent solution, and over time the shells might need to be re-oiled, but I still wanted to compare the initial oil results to see if this was a viable alternative for those who don't want to mess around with the acid. Team Oil is looking pretty good. They definitely look better than they did before. Currently, Team Oil is in the lead, but how will they stack up compared to Team Acid? Let's dip some shells and find out. If this is the first time you're seeing me dip my shells in acid, I recommend you watch my first acid dipping video for all the correct measurements and safety equipment needed. You can click that link in the upper corner. In this video, we're just going to get right down to business. I selected a specific bunch of shells to dip today. We're going to dip Team Acid first so they can dry, and then we can compare what they look like to Team Oil. All right, guys. We're going to start off Team Acid Whelk, Lightning Whelk. He's not actually so bad. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now I've also heard that you can dip them longer or maybe even shorter depending on how beat up the oh. Let's see how that's going to compare to Team Oil. Let's take the crown conch. He's not terrible. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's so pretty. Be really careful. Someone had given me the tip to, when you're doing this, to not splash because I'm kind of flicking the water. So just, if you're going to do this, be really careful. All right, we're going to do a banded tulip. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it looks pretty. I will be very interested to see how the oil stacks up to the acid. I've seen the oil. All right, this is going to be a little tricky. Here's a moon snail. Seen the oil work. We'll just see how it's going to compare. 1, 2, 3. Normally, I wouldn't dip a moon snail because they already have a kind of a natural shine, but these guys were already kind of Oop, that's okay that I dropped them in the water. Already a little bit calcified, so maybe I'll dip them and then put oil on them, go crazy. All right, these scallops are usually really fun. Let's take a look at him before. Actually, let me get a better grip on him. There we go, that's a little better. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Make sure we're not flicking any acid anywhere. Look how pretty. Okay, so we're gonna let them dry. Okay, what I have found to be the most fun to dip are mostly these guys, or I just kind of wanted to see what would happen. These angel wings, they're really delicate and I'm kind of not convinced I should dip them, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Because he's kind of got some muck. I'm going to do a quick one though. I'm not going to do 3. I'm going to kind of try 2 and see what happens. All right, here we go. 1, 2, That might not have been long enough. He's still got some muck on there. But again, I'm concerned that I'm just going to disintegrate the shell. So I'm not going to try this. I'm not going to try those. Maybe I'll just try some bleach on those guys because I'm afraid I'll just wreck it. All right. Ooh, okay, ready? This apple murex I found, and I kept it specifically to dip it in acid. This clearly looks like it's going to need a lot of time, but I'm going to start, I don't know, let's dip it and we'll find out, and then I might have to just go back and dip it again. All right, here we go. Ready? He's definitely seen better days. 2, 3, 4. Okay, got careful with the flicking. All right, let's see what we got. All right, cleaned up a little. I wonder if I soaked him, if I can get the rest of those barnacles off. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let him sit, and maybe I'll just, I don't know, I could dip him again now, but I'm just gonna let him hang out, and I'll just dip him again in a little bit. This guy I was gonna dip, but why? This beautiful lace murex, I decided against it, but why not Google at it, or oogle at it rather. It's such a pretty one. But this little guy with a bug on it, this little lace, let's see, we're going to do a quick dip on him because he doesn't look like he needs too much. Careful with the flicking. Ooh. Look how pretty. All right, I'm gonna do the dipped ones over here. I know that you're team acid, so I'll leave those alone. The murex are always really fun. Let's take a look at this guy before. 1, 2, 3. Careful with the flicking. Oh, he's bubbling. Get him into the water. Oh, he looks so good. All right, we'll put the after over here. All right, okay, so see this nutmeg he's got? He's kind of got a little bit of calcification on him. Let's see what happens when we dip him. That's a big guy. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Careful with the flicking. Oh, it's so pretty. Well, first of all, when they're wet, they're going to look more colorful anyway, and then you've already removed that layer of calcification. So pretty. All right, let's do this horse conch. He's a little green. He's got some stuff going on the inside. All right, make sure I got a good hold on him. 1, 2, 3. I don't know that I see all that much difference in this guy. Maybe he didn't need it that much. Let's find one that really does need this guy. All right. You can see that he's a little white. Actually, I see a whiter one. That's all right. We'll do him next. The lightning whelk always come out really good. So let's do this guy. 1, 2, 3. Careful not to flick. Oh, yeah. The first time I did this, I was freaking out because it was so awesome, the changes that happened. And now I expect it. It's still quite awesome. Oh, that's cool. Okay. This guy. Yep. All right. He is definitely, let's see what happens with him. He's really white. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Luckily, I'm dropping these guys. No. Look at the color on him now. Let's do a really... Oh, yeah. Remarkable. Awesome. Okay, these guys are also really fun. The scallops clean up great. So I'm going to get a hold of this guy. See, he's kind of got Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's bubbling, can't quite see. Oh, so pretty. He's still got a little bit of white stuff on him, but that's all right. Make sure he doesn't get mixed up with Team Acid. All right, let's do this crown conch. He's a little white. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yay. What do you think? That's pretty cool. I honestly never thought I'd be an acid dipper. It just feels really dangerous. But after I did it that first time, yeah, it's addicting. It's okay, absolutely addicting. Okay, see this guy? It's kind of he's got some weight stuff. Make sure I get a good hold of him. 1, 2, 3. Look at him now. Oh, so fun. Oh, pretty. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, this is the entire, that's everything I'm going to dip, but we aren't going to dip all those because this will probably be a 2-hour video. So I'm just going to kind of pick out the guys that probably will be the best. Let's just see what happens. Now, this guy, I honestly don't know that dipping him is going to help. He looks like he might be faded in addition to having some calcification going on. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's just see what happens. Get a good hold of him. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I see color. So he was pretty white anyway, so he was a little bleached out. He had some calcification. He still definitely looks better, but I think the best results that you're going to find are really from the harder, I'm going to say really the ones I picked out. Tulips, not so much the moon snails, it was really just an experiment. The nutmegs, the crown conchs, and the lightning whelks, and the scallops. Now, Florida Fighting Conch, I already know the results aren't fabulous. Part of that is also because they have this naturally shiny, I don't know if you can kind of see that, but this guy I already scraped a ton of barnacles off him. I just really liked him because of the color, and I know they're everywhere, but I still like these Florida Fighting Conchs, so I'm going to give him a dip, see if I can clean this guy up anymore. And we'll let's do 3. Oh, he's very foamy. Careful with the flicking. All right, I'm probably still putting acid on him, but there we go. All right. Okay. He definitely looks a little better. I could probably spend a little more time. I did get one of those dental tools just off Amazon. It's like, I don't know, like $3 or something. And so when you soak the shells, a lot of those white, I don't have one because I already picked them all off, but there's like white stuff that gets on the shell, and that will pick off with the dental tool. So I did already kind of do a little bit of cleaning. Here's a crown conch. He's not terrible, but I bet you he's gonna look gorgeous. Okay, so there he's before. Make sure I got a good hold on him. 1, 2, 3. This guy didn't look like he needed oh yes. Oh yeah. Look at him. Oh, he's pretty. Oh, that cleaned up great. That cleaned up great. Okay, we'll leave him again over here, not to mix him up with Team Acid. Let's do this guy. He has a little green on him. I was wondering if the acid would clean up, and he's in pretty good shape, but let's see what a quick dip will do. And 1, 2, 3. I wonder if that green came. I don't think it did. Let's see. I still think it's there a little bit. It still looks better. But there's still a little bit of that green, so I have to figure out if I want to just leave it the way it is, because sometimes imperfect is just perfect. All right, here's another crown. He's not too bad, but he's going to look a little bit better. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. I love these shells. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Oh, he's so pretty. That one came out great. Looks like he had to repair himself. He's got like little lumpy things going on in his shell, but oh man. That was a really good one. All right, let's see. Now this guy. I think we have a little bit of calcification, but I also think that he might have been faded. So let's find out. All right, make sure I got a good hold of him. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right, he already was. You can kind of see the colors. He's a little faded, but wow, that cleaned up nice. All right, what else are we gonna dip? Let's see this guy. All right, let's just see. I don't know if anything's really gonna change too much, and that's okay too. Once I get the acid out, I go a little, I just start dipping everything. That looks great. Oh, that looks so pretty. I love the sound of those guys too. All right, check this guy out. I just thought that he was such a pretty color, and I bet you we're gonna make him a little bit brighter. So we'll do a quick one. 1, 2, just do a quick one. Make sure we're not flicking. Look at them now. Now again, when the shells are wet, it's going to bring the color out, kind of like the concept of the mineral oil. So it's a little hard to tell, but from first glance, I mean, these guys look fabulous. Oh, really happy. So let's see if I can, I don't know, go through a little quicker, or I'm going to try to move it along so we can see as much as we can without making it a 2-hour video. That guy cleaned up nice. All right, we're gonna keep dipping. Come on, buddy. I'm gonna start moving, trying to go a little bit quicker. Safety first though, people. This is acid after all. And let's try this nutmeg. He's got some calcification going on. Make sure I got a good hold of him. Oh, ooh, he came out really good. Look at him. Oh, these hoarder shells, they work really, really good. And let's do this guy. He's not in perfect shape, but I bet you dipping him will make him even better. Let's see. Careful with the flicking. And I'm trying to be very careful. Yeah. That looks great. It's not perfect, but you know what? It doesn't have to be. Yes, finding the perfect shell is awesome, but sometimes the imperfections can be okay too. Actually, speaking of imperfections, I know I have this guy. He's only a piece, and I was going to dip him in there. So come on, imperfect guy. All right, got a hold of him. Being very careful with the flicking. Oh, yay! Look at the color on him now. That looks awesome. All right. Next up, I'm gonna do this other crown conch. Make sure I got a good hold of him. I just don't want to drop him in the acid. I don't care if I drop him in the water. He was gonna do a quick one. Look at the color on him now. How you like me now? That's this guy. He came out good. All right, so I'm going to quickly, well, I don't know how quick you can really dip things into acid. I'll just try to not talk so much. I don't know. Although that's not really going to help it move along, is it now? Yay. They're looking great. Oh, it looks so good. All right, let's try this little Murex. Make sure just try to make sure I got a good hold of him. He's gonna do a quick dip. He's a pretty. And let's try a tulip. So it's got a little, you know, kind of like that white layer going on. White layer is gonzo. Oh, that looks awesome. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So why don't we do another one while we're at it? This shell is a little bit more worse for wear, but that's all right. Let's see what we can help him out with this color. Yep. Looking good, buddy. Now this guy, this is like, oops, I want to be really careful with him because it's like the only like really orange true tulip I have. I know, considering I go out there so much, I don't always find everything I want. So the tulips have been elusive to me also. The true tulips, like a nice big one. I find lots of banded tulips. What do you think? I think he looks pretty good. I'm gonna go quick on those guys. And this guy, I was pretty convinced he was just missing his color. I don't think much is gonna happen if I dip him, but let's find out. Okay. Yep. Don't think too much is gonna change. He's still pretty white. That's okay. He's got a lovely shape. We'll just let him hang out with his friends. Okay, so let's do this guy. I suspect he's gonna clean up real nice, and I think he looks like he's gonna be a dark color. Make sure I got him. He's big enough to get it. All right, there we go. Good handle on him. Get him in there. Get him out of there. His tail didn't really get dipped. Maybe I'll go back. Oh yeah, guys. It's like magic. Look at how much that guy cleaned up. Oh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, while we're doing, let's do this guy. 2, 3. Gorgeous. Now again, I know these guys are wet, so they're gonna look even brighter, but hopefully I'll remember to come back and give you a shot of what these guys look all dry, and so you can see that their color has really, this acid really helps the color come out. And that's basically what it's doing. It's just kind of eating away the top layer of calcium, and I guess maybe there's other muck, although the acid doesn't seem to really be working on the muck per se. Let's do this guy. Ooh. If I can get a hold of him. So it's not terrible, but I bet he could be better. Let's just see. gorgeous. So it's fun because after I had done this the first time, there's shells that were, I might have in the past, I might have left them, but I knew that I'd be able to dip them and it would bring all that color out. So look at that guy. Oh, he came out awesome. All right, let's do another. Another lightning whelk. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, it just works. I don't know what else to say other than it just works. All right, this one might give me a little bit of trouble. This guy's pretty big and I'm a chicken and I'm only really dealing with these little bits of acid. So I'll just kind of put the bigger end in there, just kind of get him as much as I can. Get him safely into the water. Let's see how he looks. Oh my gosh. Awesome. Sorry about the trying to be safe and shoot this at the same time ain't always easy. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, we'll do this guy too. All right, some of the white stuff I was talking about did not come off, but all that calcification did. So maybe I can just soak this guy. Maybe get those other white things off. I'm still learning as I go. I'll do a crown conch because they seem to have really good results. Yep. It's just going to get as good as it can get, in my opinion. I'm also going to say I'm pretty sure Team Acid is going to beat Team Mineral Oil, but not everybody has the luxury of having their own driveway. I realize this, that maybe you have, I don't know, a condo or an apartment. So at least the mineral oil will give you another option. It's not permanent, but it gives you another way to safely, look, he cleaned up so nice, safely kind of go through this process without actually using the acid. You have something to take that calcification off, or at least bring the color of your shells out. That's basically what that, as you can see, is what the mineral oil does. Oh, it's like magic. All right, this guy doesn't need much. So I'm just gonna do him quick. And then I have a lot of dipping to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do this behind the scenes, and then we'll come back and take a look at what everything looks like. And we'll also compare and we'll see who won, either Team Oil or Team Acid. Okay, I've dipped almost everything. I couldn't help myself because I think that this guy's gonna come out really good. So I figured I'd circle back and let's share it. I'll share it with you guys. This, I'm not really sure. I just really, really, really like this shell. And I've never really seen anything bad happen with the acid, especially on a scallop or anything that's not supposed to be shiny. He's still looking pretty awesome. That little white thing is still there, but I kind of knew that. Speaking of which, something I already probably know. This is an albino lightning whelk, and there's some like stuff on him. I don't think it's gonna come off, but I'm gonna give him a quick dip and I guess confirm my hypothesis. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I'm still thinking I see some of that green. Yep, so at least in my experience so far, the acid doesn't help with that green stuff. Maybe bleach will. All right, I know this guy's gonna come out good. Ready? 2, 3. I knew it. Look at how dark. Isn't it awesome? Okay, so that is the last knot of the entire, that's the last of the stuff I intended to dip. I still have that whole thing to go through. So this is what everybody looks like. They look all bright, all that calcification is gone. I did dip this one a second time and he's just too far gone maybe. I think I'll just try him with the water and I'll go back to that dental tool and see what I can do. Because You know, that's a pretty good size apple murex, so I'm going to try. And then we have the whelks, and everything else came out really, 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 really good. So now we're going to go compare and see how Team Acid stacks up against Team Oil. Okay, so here's the final results. I'm kind of trying to keep them next to each other so we can really kind of see. And I just might be wrong. I thought Team Acid was going to win. I don't know if you could see, I feel like the tulip, well, I don't know. What do you think? I think they both look pretty good. Moon Snail is probably not the best choice of shell because it's not quite as dramatic, the changes, but I don't know. I think I might go with a tie on the results. Now, of course, with the oil, it's not permanent. The acid is a little more dangerous. So I guess depending on your circumstances, your comfortability, dealing with caustic liquids, you can just choose to do either. So that's the comparison. I'm gonna go with a tie. I don't know. If you think different, by all means, leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Thank you so very much for watching. I love you guys. You guys are the best. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, I do recommend you do it because every week I do bring you some sort of beachy goodness and I would really hate for you to miss out. So hit that subscribe button and I'll see you again soon.